Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel for another Escape From Tarkov video, this time with a look at the SA-58 in patch 12.12 after it just received a nice little buff from the devs to reduce its base recoil and bring it more on par with some of the other 7.62 rifles in the game. This is really exciting news for me, as the SA-58 was always one of my favorite weapons to use in Tarkov when it was in its prime. For about 6 months now, it's been in a weird state with bad stats in all categories, and I've been patiently waiting for it to be looked at by the devs a little bit. While it certainly isn't back to the glory days of the 50 recoil SA-58, we did get a solid decrease to the base recoil, which should be a nice start to making the SA-58 a competitive weapon again in Tarkov. Though I would argue that with the new recoil system, ammo, and armor meta that we're seeing in patch 12.12, the SA-58 is actually a solid contender already in a lot of ways. In this video, I'm just going to quickly go over the builds that I've been running with the SA-58, as well as the parts that you need to go down to minimum recoil if that's what you're looking for. I've also got a few quick gameplay clips with my build to close out the video, so with this intro out of the way, let's take a look at the builds. First up, let me just get this awkward disclaimer out of the way. The SA-58 is still basically unable to make a good build before you get to at least level 30, and honestly, the builds at that level aren't really worth using, and most of the best parts aren't available until you reach level 40 and get mechanic level 4. With that in mind, I'm making this guide mostly for people with maxed out traders who want to check out an SA-58 build. And if you want more options for this thing at lower levels, just join me in begging Battlestate Games on Twitter to move some sight mounts and handguards down to level 2 mechanic. To get the SA-58 build started, like many weapons that I'm building lately, I start from the ground up and I buy an SA-58 receiver and the 21-inch barrel right from mechanic level 4, because otherwise you're going to be searching the flea market desperately for an overpriced SA-58 at 100 durability that someone luckily looted out of a weapon crate. After this, I start with the muzzle device, and in my books, it's still best to run the SA-58 loud using the Lantac BMD combo. This setup combines the Lantac A3 adapter, the blast mitigation device, and the Lantac Dragon compensator for a lot of recoil reduction without hurting the ergonomics too badly. For a suppressor, your best option is the KAC muzzle brake kit with the KAC PRS QDC suppressor attached onto the muzzle brake. This combo gets you slightly better recoil and a suppressor, but it really does hurt the ergonomics. Other options like the Thunderbeast suppressor or the SDN6 work here as well, but the KAC combo is the top tier option. Next up, the handguard that you want is the CASB FAL handguard from mechanic level 4, which is the best option available. This one takes special CASB rails sold by mechanic level 4 as well, so you'll need those to add attachments. For the grip, I would say there's 4 viable options here. First up, for a more balanced setup, I would recommend either the SE5 Express or the Magpul RVG foregrip. Both of these have a great balance of ergonomics and recoil and make for a good middle ground, and the RVG especially is very affordable compared to most other foregrips. If all you care about is the recoil, then you have either the RK1 or the RK2 as your options, though I would recommend the RK1 so you don't lose all of your ergonomics. Next, for a sight mount, the only option on the SA-58 right now is the Extreme Duty Dust Cover, sold by mechanic level 3. For the sight on this one, just like every build I make, I say it's largely up to preference and what you like using. On my builds and in my clips, I have a Burris TAC 30 scope set in the JP 30mm mount, and then as a backup sight, I have the Delta Point reflex sight on the top of the mount. For the pure recoil builds, I would suggest running just a holographic sight, but the SA-58 does do quite well at longer ranges with the 7.62 round, so I like to run it with a magnified optic to take advantage of that. Next up, for the stock on the SA-58, you do have quite a few viable options, but for my builds, I just like to use the trusty SA-58 BRS stock, sold by mechanic for a decent price at just 18,000 rubles. While you can add buffer tubes onto the SA-58, this stock actually gets you near identical stats to a full setup with the advanced buffer tube, MOE stock, and the butt pad for less money and with less additional parts that you have to buy. The last attachment that you need for the base build is the Fab AG FAL pistol grip from Skier level 4, which is the best option and is pretty cheap at only 5,000 rubles. Finally, for the magazines, I do honestly recommend you use the MMW Polymer 20 round mags for the SA-58 with the current state of the ergonomics on this rifle. These can be sold out sometimes because people use them with the RFB as well, but literally all of the mags with 30 or more rounds for the SA-58 have extra misfeed chances and big ergonomics penalties, so I've just been running these ones or the regular 20 rounders when they're sold out. Essentially, I treat this setup just like running any other DMR, but when I clear buildings, I know I have the option to go full auto and mow people down around corners. With this build, I end up with 84 recoil and about 36 ergonomics depending on the foregrip, for a total cost of around 220,000 rubles, which I think is pretty solid overall. No, it's not the juice cannon of days gone by, but I think it honestly compares pretty well to the 7.62 SCAR or the MDR, trading ergonomics for a higher fire rate and lower cost. With the KAC suppressor, this build ends up with 81 recoil and 19 ergonomics for about 250,000 rubles total. Just before moving on, I wanted to show the lowest recoil options and explain why I don't think they're a very good choice. The only other parts that can really help with the SA-58 recoil are some of the buffer tube stock setups, starting with the SA-58 buffer tube adapter. You can then add something like the advanced buffer tube and a stock like the MOE carbine stock and a rubber butt pad, or the PRS stock for more recoil. But as I said earlier, this has almost the exact stats as the BRS stock, but for more money. The only way to get lower recoil is to unlock the Mesa Tactical Buffer Tube, which is locked behind a late game quest and is very expensive at over $200 just for the tube. Then you also need to add a stock like the Magpul PRS Gen 3 for another $200, or something else similar to bring the recoil down to minimum numbers. With this setup and the RK2 foregrip and the KAC suppressor for minimum recoil, you have zero ergonomics no matter what you change, meaning your aim speed and your scope sway are really gonna suck. Even with the BMD combo, you only have 13 ergonomics, which is kind of horrible. So feel free to try out the lowest recoil build, but honestly, I think a more balanced setup is the way to go. Well, that basically covers it for the build that I've been using on the SA-58 while I've been checking it out. It's really nice to see it being buffed a little bit, and I honestly think that just a few more tweaks or a handful of new parts added for the SA-58 will get it right back into competition with the best setups in the game. It's still not the best rifle, but even a modest upgrade has me pretty excited to use this thing a lot more. Feel free to leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on the SA-58 as well. Is it returning from the dead, or was this buff a little too little and a little too late? I've got a bit of gameplay to show for the rest of this video, checking out the SA-58 in patch 12.12 while raiding with a friend of mine. I didn't have time to get a ton of clips before this video, but I wanted to get it out while the buff is still new today, so if you want to see more of this setup in action, come check out the stream sometime. Thanks for checking out the video. I've got links to my Twitch stream, Discord server, and Patreon page down below for anyone interested, and until next time, stay safe in Tarkov City.
Oh, fire in the courtyard. Such a one shot. I'm gonna get a grenade on him.
There's another one to the right. There's another one to the right. I'm hurt. Kinda. He's like gonna get a hit one.
One's laying down to the left of like the little concrete things. Okay, one's dead for sure.
Yeah. One was like, where did you go?
I kept strafing
left,
along the building.
Yeah, I'm gonna sprint here, cover me.
Oh shit, I don't know where that's from. I think it's from the fence. Fence, yeah. I hit him once. Let's get in, I think.
Was he behind it?
Yeah, get inside. Okay, I'm coming.
Yeah,
Don't peek the first floor.
No,
He's probably watching that window.
He's sprinting,
Okay.
Coming in now, I think.
Yep. He's at that corner at the door.
You have the window now?
Could be.
Careful with that. I'm gonna bait this by healing.
Okay.
I'm gonna toss a grenade over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear him there. Got him.
Got him?
Yeah, yeah. Dude, don't fucking bury the SA-58 in the grave just yet. This thing's got some redeeming qualities. I should have been wearing a scav vest this whole goddamn time, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh well. It's got a nice little AS Val setup going on. I'm actually pretty lucky that I'm not dead.
Okay.
So do you think we got both those guys out there? I'm gonna go to
You
the
got
roof
the
and
one.
check.
Here. I might die.
So I had a bitchin' AKM build.
That's you. Wood.
45.
Ooh, that could be 9 o'clock?
Sandy's is still closed. I guess it doesn't even have wood.
Maybe did you step on a piece of wood or something?
I
Why
don't know. You check Sandy's and oh shit, dude, Sanitar.
fuck?
I got him. His guards are coming.
I'm gonna open his door if you want to come in it. We can just hide in here.
Oh man.
Where are you?
Oh god. Oh.
You just stay there. Stay there. I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch him.
I gotta
check.
heal up.
I'm gonna throw an aid.
We got 100 HP. Careful, because that might shoot him at you. I'm gonna clear it. Okay, left good.
On the stairs, maybe? I got one more grenade I can throw down the stairs if you want to back up a little.
Okay. I'm gonna get a grenade into this bathroom. Yeah, he is up on the stairs, I think. Or he's in that closet. Got him.
Is that it?
Yeah. You lead Sandy this time. Get your RNGesus powers.
Where is he?
Right here.
Blue
Stairs.
guy. Blue attire. RNGesus, that'd be funny.
Can't believe we got him twice in a row like that.
Well, that makes... Oh, key card, yeah.
Rolex.
Anything good in 310?
Nope.
Did you go down or up to
I'm
the...
in 308 on the balcony.
Oh, okay.
So I heard some sprinting out
I'm
here.
gonna go through field.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see this motherfucker. Got one? Alright, so we either play this patient and try and shoot him from afar.
Connector.
Or we try and push, but it's like... Oh, hold on, I see Sammy actually, I think. Got one. He was at the rock on the beach.
Oh, I think he's one sprinting to the left. He's like, I just saw his head. He's like in the back part. He's gonna be by like the pier boat, I think. Just saw his head like...
yelling.
I wouldn't even peek that, man.
At the rock again? I think I killed Sanitar.
Kind of trying to like look on
Is
the
that you,
road.
man?
Yeah, I'm beside you here. I'm on the other side of the rock. Oh, that might not.
Oh, I see one at the back. I don't know if it's the guard though. Yeah, 2 scavs at the back side. So
Yellow, where the fuck are you?
I'm gonna peek around here. If you just hold that middle.
Yeah, I'm behind his speaker. You saw the scavs from...
Yeah, they were like way far at the back. Oh, I see them.
Got one.
Nice. Are you dropping a grenade
Scavs
on
in
this
there.
other one?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to push up.
I'm gonna push on this scav in front of me.
He's coming down. He's coming down the stairs towards
Okay.
you. I'm pushing into the complex here.
Killed one.
I'm by the dead scav, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm walking right beside
Okay,
this blue
I'm
fence.
coming
in between
up the
snipers.
stairs.
I'm coming out of the car right here. Let's see you quick.
Oh yeah, I see him. Got him. He was fucking staring at the ocean, thinking about life.
Thinking about all the other comrades.
Yeah. Okay, so honestly, this SA-58 kind of handled all right. This guy's got a slick. Were you shooting at him?